Hi, Jenny here. Fall is in the air, even though it's still 80 degrees-ish in the daytime. Gets a little cooler at nighttime. And football season has started, so that's a perfect time to make some chili. So today we are going to make some crock-pot chili. Let's get started. For this recipe we are going to need 2 pounds of ground beef, 1 tablespoon of olive oil, 1 small onion, 1 green bell pepper, 2 garlic cloves, 1 can of beef broth, 1 can of tomato sauce, 1 can of diced tomatoes, 1 can of pinto beans, 1 can of kidney beans, 3 tablespoons of chili powder, 1 tablespoon of oregano, 1 teaspoon of cumin, 1 teaspoon of coriander, and 1 teaspoon of salt. First we are going to drain our beans and we'll let them sit while we cut up the pepper and onion. They can both be drained in the same colander because they will be added at the same time. We'll drain them and we will rinse them. We will pour our 1 tablespoon of olive oil in the bottom of the crock pot, kind of help everything to not really stick. So I'm just gonna eyeball it. Seeing as it's just covering the bottom, doesn't need to be an exact measurement. Swirl it all around, cover it. Of course, in real life, it doesn't take me this long to cover the bottom. Obviously, I probably use more oil. But when I'm going to film, then, let's just, take our time and not go like it normally would if I weren't filming. Oh, yeah. Like I said, pretty much saying in all my videos these days, this is real life. This is how it goes, how long it takes. I do speed up some of my process because you don't need to sit here and watch me for 2 minutes cover the bottom of my pot with oil. You don't need to watch me cut, peppers and onions for 5 minutes. So I put it in there, I leave it at a fast pace, speed it up, but at least I show you how I'm doing it, what I'm doing, what the process looks like. So I figured that's still helpful. I'm trying to keep it slow for the important parts. Alright, so we're going to just dice up our green pepper here, and then the onion. We will mince our garlic, so that everything is kind of in bite-sized pieces. And then we can just actually put them right into the crock pot. When we have all of our ingredients in there, we'll mix it up so that there won't be any one ingredient just kind of hanging out, at the bottom of the crock pot or something. We will get it well mixed. I like my pieces fairly bite-sized. One, just in case I don't chew well enough, which these days I'm pretty good at just chewing slowly. But also they cook faster then when they're smaller. So that way you don't have to worry about something being a little bit too hard. Now again, vegetables sometimes it doesn't matter if they're still a little crisp. Gives them just a little extra taste, but sometimes you want things to cook a little bit quicker, especially being in the crock pot when it's just sitting on low heat all day. I found that more with potatoes. Potatoes sometimes don't cook all the way through. I just got some nail polish. Got my thumb instead of. Yeah, let's get that out of there. everything I make in the crock pot goes really well. It's very tasty. So again, we're just going to put all that right in there. Don't need to dirty any extra bowls or anything. It can go right in. I've got the pepper, obviously. Take all these seeds out. Now again, man, if I had a garden area, a bigger garden area. I have a very small garden area. But if I had a field, I would love to just take all these seeds and just throw them in there and see what grows. I did that with some tomato seeds in my garden this year. And I do have very small plants growing, but you know, again, this is already mid-September. So the plants are not going to really have any time to grow. Let's see if I feel like trying to bring them in and see if they'll grow over the winter or grow inside, how that will work. I haven't tried that. I've started plants from seeds early, like in Marchish. I've done that, but I haven't actually tried to overwinter anything. Or just grow stuff inside like that. I've done some seasonings. I've done parsley and basil. I've had those growing in the house. I know there are some plants they talk about, what are they, roses? Something like that? I don't think they're geraniums. I think maybe they're roses that you can overwinter or whatever. You're supposed to take them out and then like hang them up. Hang them up in your basement? Let me know if any of you guys have ever done that. Do that with your plants. Anyways, I'll stop talking and I will fast forward my cutting. And something for the floor. That has to happen in all my videos also. My sloppy cooking, that, you know, something will spill over onto the counter as I'm transferring to a bowl or something. Usually when I'm cutting stuff, something hits the floor. That's my dog in spirit, letting me know that he's here. He's ready to help clean up anything that hits the floor. We will now add in our tomatoes, broth, beans, and seasonings. Sometimes if I don't think there's enough liquid in the recipe that I'm making, I will take my cans that I had the sauce and the tomatoes in, and I'll just do a slow like water rinse in there so it fills maybe half the can, and then pour that in. So that way I also get the last of the goodness of what's in the can and adds that flavor in there instead of just adding regular water. So I'm just gonna do that right now. You could add your ground beef in here right away. It will take just a little bit longer to cook then, and you'd also have all that grease that's in there. So I'm going to go ahead and cook the ground beef on the pan till it's done, and then we will add that in our pot. I'm going to put my heat on like a medium-high, just so I can get this cooked quickly. And we'll crumble it up in the pan and cook it until it's no longer pink. Yeah. What I tell you. Even when I'm trying to be careful, meat just flopped over the side of the pan. Oh, it's too funny. Too funny. Sloppy cooking. Alright, we cook the meat until it's no longer pink, so process, that's the point that we are at. So there we go. It's all nice and brown. As I mentioned, there's going to be all this grease in here, so we will drain out the grease. Go grab my grease strainer. See me? Yeah. Okay. So I have this handy dandy little pot grease drainer. I guess you could use it for water too, for draining water out of noodles. And then a coffee cup. You need something that's hard ceramic, not like plasticky, not something that will melt in the heat of the grease. And just put that in my sink in case it spills. That's what happens. Put that on the pot, pan, and we drain our grease. Get as much of it out as you can. Obviously you have to do slowly because as you see the whole top of the pan is full of meat. If I tilt it too much, the meat will start coming spilling out. Trying to not have that in the video. And now we will add the meat to our chili. Alright, this is a big batch, pretty much filled my pot here, but we're going to stir it up a little bit, get all these ingredients all mixed up and incorporated. And in the meantime, I'm going to turn my pot on high. So we'll end up cooking this on high for about 3 hours. Basically, it should give enough time for the peppers and onions to get cooked, and everything else pretty much just heated up. There you go. Looks pretty delicious already. Can't wait until it's done. The Crockpot Chili is done. I had posted on Facebook that I was making this, posted a picture, and one of my friends asked me if I was team noodle or not. I'm like, oh, that's a good question. I said I was trying a new recipe and it didn't mention noodles and I hadn't thought about it. So my dad used to always put elbow noodles in the chili that he would make. So I passed that question off to you guys. Are you team noodle or not? I figure I'm just going to try this recipe this way for right now. Obviously you can add noodles, you could add rice, you could whatever else, but it smells really good. Let's give it a try. See if I can get a small bite. That's very tasty. I didn't know with the 3 tablespoons of chili powder in there if it was going to be too spicy for me. But I thought, well, I just wanted to follow the recipe this time and see what I thought. And then when I make it in the future, I can adjust my spices. But meat, the tomato in there, got a bean. Yeah. That's a good recipe. I'll give it a thumbs up. I will make it again. Yeah, as I've said before, or if I have, I like making meals in the crock pot. It's good. I love just, putting things in there, set it and forget it, and then come back hours later and my meal is ready. So let me know if you like to make chili or not, the type of ingredients that you use, if you use noodles or not. I will leave this recipe down in the description below, and I'm going to go finish enjoying my dinner. You guys keep it positive, go make it a great day. Bye-bye.